Good evening, everybody. David Paul with you in the KHOU 11 Weather Center on a Wednesday evening. And before we get started with the complete tropical update, as we do here every night at 8 o'clock here on Plus and across our platforms, I do want to give you a quick update on the thunderstorms that are not severe. They're weakening, but they are producing some gusty wind and some brief heavy rain. Now across the Galveston coast, Galveston Island getting rain and thunder there. Indian Beach to Jamaica Beach is getting wet. Angleton, that storm was just knocking on the door, coming south on 288. Bay Harbor, west side of the island, get a little wet. That's going to cross over the San Luis Pass here pretty quickly. Freeport, it may or may not hold together. You just had the gust front. Did you feel that wind shift out of the north there? Freeport, Surfside, that's the gust front out ahead, the outflow boundary. The storms are weakening back behind that, but you may still end up with a few rain showers down toward the Freeport area and Surfside as we head through the next hour or two. But this is all going to end as we get toward 9 o'clock or so. So after 9 o'clock, most of this should be done. Beautiful sunset here for the inland areas of southeast Texas. 70% rain chance again tomorrow. So we got a good chance for thunderstorms tomorrow. Friday, a 50% chance. Saturday, a 30% chance. Now to the tropics. And we were talking earlier, Pat and I, before we introduced our hurricane special, which is also up on Plus and available for you to watch. KHU11's Hurricane Special, Eye of the Storm. If you are new to the area, if you need a refresher course on how you should personally prepare for a storm or hurricane, that's the one to watch. It's up there on Plus right now. So last time we had a big storm with a damaging storm surge where we needed to evacuate the coast. That was Ike in 2008. This is what it looked like near Gilchrist on the Bolivar Peninsula. Before Ike, Homes, beautiful beach area. We outlined a couple of homes, in particular that one right there. That's what it looked like before the storm. This is what it looked like after, with damage to all the homes and about 50 to 60% of them just completely wiped off the map. One of the better built homes stood but still had significant damage. This was one of the older homes, suffered significant damage, but it managed to stand. But it took a total rebuild to get Bolivar back to where it is today. And my goodness, it is beautiful today with a tremendous amount of new and modern homes. Waiting for the next storm. So when the next big one comes, you know, when we're going to have a surge like this, you folks on the coast, Galveston, Bolivar, all on the Texas coast, will at some point be asked to evacuate. Your plan is important, something you should plan ahead of the season. And again, our hurricane special does talk about how to plan for that. And also there are great information on how to plan your evacuation at khou.com/hurricane. August 20th, so you are here in the big statistical upswing in hurricane activity in the Atlantic Basin. Between now and September 10th, we'll reach the peak of hurricane season, then we'll fall back down as we head into October, but still things stay really busy, basically from now through most of October, a secondary peak in October, and then with things start to quiet down as we head into November. And it is busy out here. Of course, we've had Erin. We've been tracking that ever since it was just a tropical depression, became a Cat 5 late last week. Now is still a Cat 2, threatening the East Coast with surf. Not a direct hit, but dangerous surf. We'll look at that. And then this is new, update this evening, 70% chance that a wave right here develops, says the Hurricane Center, but that one's going to move north and is not looking like to be a threat to anyone if it even develops. And then a 40% chance for that wave further out, which is looking a little healthier. We'll take a look at that. First of all, Erin, winds of 110. Intensity forecast did suggest that Erin might get back to Cat 3 for a brief moment overnight tonight before dropping back to Cat 2. The point is kind of moot because it's going to stay off the coast, but it is sending tremendous wave action to the Carolina coast, where they've already had to evacuate folks along the immediate coast there. Moving north at 914 millibars as of the 7 o'clock advisory. The storm tried to intensify this afternoon. It did open up an eye, and then the eye now has become occluded. See how it's wrapping in some dry air? When that starts to happen, it's tough to get a storm to intensify. Dry slot coming in around the circulation, so that may keep it from re-intensifying back to Cat 3. So there's your forecast as of the 4 o'clock advisory. We'll get an intensity forecast update at 10. As it zips off toward the North Atlantic, it misses Bermuda, it misses the coast, but that is for tropical storm warning and high surf and coastal flooding that we're expecting as the storm zips by. I say zip, it's going to be about 200 miles off the coast. That's how far it's going to miss by. but there's the forecast taking it up, and then a front, this trough, mid-level, mid-latitude trough coming in, sweeps it out to sea before it can make direct landfall across northeast and New England. The wave forecast is interesting, to say the least. 10, 15, 20-foot swells, and these are not swells offshore. That's breaking wave height on the beach of North Carolina up toward the Delmarva. So they've already evacuated folks from the immediate coast here, with dangerous waves coming in, pushing a lot of water up into coastal roads, and a lot of low-lying spots are going to be inundated, and in fact are inundated already this afternoon and this evening there. So even with a hurricane missing you by 150, 200 miles, you've had to evacuate the coast because of the size of the wind field. It's a function of how strong it was at one point. Being a Cat 5, the wind field is huge. Even though it's weakened the wind speed to Cat 3, you're still getting Cat 5 type surge with that system offshore. And then the waves stay dangerous all the way up through the Jersey Shore, 10 to 15 foot swells on the beach, the Long Island coast as well, 12-foot waves up to Montauk and New England on the coast there. So they've evacuated low-lying areas up and down the East Coast and shut down the beaches for this storm that misses you by 150, 200 miles. Interesting. So there's Erin. Wave 1 behind it is here. Wave number 2 is here. Remains to be seen if that's able to organize into a wave as another cluster of storms comes off the west coast of Africa. That one actually is doing something to impact tropical development. It's kicking up another wave of dust, and we'll look at that. But the dust may be something that inhibits the development of those of wave 1 and wave 2 here over the next day or two. Nothing in the Caribbean or the Gulf. So for the moment, we watch from a distance and just take it one day at a time, as we know things can change literally overnight. We've seen that a couple times this year. Satellite shows what there is of Erin moving off to the north and east. And then here is wave number 1. And I've overlaid the surface winds with wave 1. Not much organization here at all. What you see is an open wave. Just like a wave coming in off the beach. There's no close circulation, just a tropical wave. And it does not look like it's an imminent danger of closing off a low here. So for the moment, even though they've raised the chance that it develops, just looking at the surface winds, it doesn't look like much is going on. I mean, maybe if you squint, there's a little low trying to form off here, but it really is not. So we'll see if it forms or not. This one will be no threat to anybody. It stays offshore even if it does develop. Wave number 2 looks healthier, and looking at the surface circulation, it looks like a low is trying to close here, to me. I know the Hurricane Center's looking at it. They've still left it at a 40% chance for development. Pretty good convection displaced off to the west. Again, this one is way out here. These are the Cape Verde Islands right here. So this is thousands of miles away. We have plenty of time to watch that if it's going to develop. This one is interesting, though, because if this one does develop, models have this on a little bit more of a lower, further south trajectory, but models are not aggressive in developing this. So, these are the ones we watch like a hawk, really, when they're on a lower trajectory that could get it into the east central Caribbean, because that would be the gateway to the Gulf of Mexico, if it can develop at all. So lots to watch, nothing threatening us right now. Plenty of warm water out here. Look at this spot though, right here. This is where Erin became a Cat 5, and it just sucked all the energy out of the ocean. Temperatures here are now below normal because of the energy it used in becoming Cat 5. Just fascinating how they do that. And then here's where our wave, there's Cape Verde, our wave is right in here. So it's in an area where the sea surface temps are not that much above normal. It'll be moving this way into some relatively warmer water here. And then wave 2 is here, but again, it moves further to the north quickly and doesn't look like it's going to impact anybody. So there's plenty of warm water out there. But there is this new plume of dust coming off the coast of Africa. So this layer of dust is a dry sinking layer. It's exactly the opposite of what you need to get tropical formation. You need warm, humid air instead of dry, warm, humid rising air instead of dry sinking air. That's what this is. And so that may be what the models are picking up on, and it may inhibit those two waves from developing at all. Plenty to watch. Models. So do the models pick up on wave 1 or wave 2? Not really. There's, for example, that's Ike. That's Erin. Both models running simultaneously, the red, the GFS, the black, the Euro. It continues on to the north and east. Through Friday, models do not pick up on development here. And they just don't develop it. So we'll wait and see if anything is able to happen outside of what the model runs are suggesting. Models don't suggest any new development in the Gulf or the Carib. This goes out through Saturday, August the 30th. That's a long way out, and so the further you try to go out that far in time, those errors grow quite a bit. So take the long-range modeling with a grain of salt always. We certainly do, but it is worth just noting to see what it is doing. And again, when we look at longer-range modeling here, we're interested in it, but then we just put it down, put it aside, and we do what we always do, which is take it one day at a time during hurricane season, because we know things can change overnight. So if you're new to the area during hurricane season, everybody should watch the weather. Wherever you get it, make sure you watch the weather, detailed update at least once a day. Just make it part of what your family does during hurricane season so no one gets caught off guard. That's the key, is preparation and knowing what's going on out there. Okay, Thursday here in Houston, 20% chance for a thunderstorm by noon. I'm going to leave a 70% chance for rain and thunder in there tomorrow afternoon, as the weather pattern is a wet one for afternoon thunderstorms again. And the extended 50-50 chance on Friday will back it down to a 30 and then 20% chance going into Saturday and Sunday. So we'll keep the daily rain chances going. We stay hot, but we lower it as we head into the coming weekend. That is where we stand. So again, if you would like to watch our hurricane special, it's now up on Plus. If you don't have Plus, go to your smart TV, download it. It's free. You can watch everything there for free. Our newscasts are there, all our investigative reports, all the specials, all the breaking news. It's there for you, free when you want it, a la carte. Our next live broadcast is KHOU 11 News at 10 o'clock. We'll have the update from the Hurricane Center on Erin. We'll see you then for our next live update.